Hi guys, welcome to vlog number 6. Sorry about the noise in the background. Despite being in the woods, farmers are busy in the fields. That's that noise you can hear. Unfortunately, there's a tractor tilling the field. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. Really what I've noticed throughout this experiment is one thing I've managed to manifest really quickly is time. So I've mentioned in a previous vlog that I had done a 58-hour week, and I mentioned to you that I felt that that was just too much work. So this week I've only worked 2 days, or last week I only worked 2 days, which is perfect. That's in my main job. Obviously I've been doing stuff for myself, and this week I'm only doing 2.5 days, so that means I've got more time to get out on my bike. As you can see there, I'm out on a bike ride today. I needed to get out. The weather is just beautiful at the moment, so I needed to get out in the woods and get out on my bike and do a few videos for you guys. So yeah, I've manifested time, which is really great because it's time that I actually need to put into my own stuff, because what I'm manifesting is a good business, income, not having to work hard in a pub, which I actually enjoy, but it's not a long-term thing. The other thing I've noticed is I'm really sensitive to how I'm feeling and how quickly I can clear that up if it's a negative feeling, and how other people affect how I'm feeling. Now obviously that seems like a kind of weird thing to say, because of course you do notice when other people, I'm going to say make you feel a certain way, but nobody makes you feel a certain way. You decide to feel a certain way. But I'm really sensitive to it in the last week or so, because when you go through a manifestation journey and you really start to put in the work at really cleaning up your energy, you start to become very sensitive to when you're feeling negative, because it's uncomfortable. You don't want to feel negative, and you feel like, even though you shouldn't, but you feel like those negative feelings impact your progress forward. Now, what is a better way to look at it, and which I know from theory obviously, well, sorry, I'm just looking at the light on that tree, it's just beautiful. I don't know if you can see that. Beautiful. Anyway, distracted by nature, not a terrible thing. What was I saying? Yeah, rather than fearing negative emotion, the best thing to do is actually not to fight it, to not resist it, because it's the resistance to anything that blocks manifestations. And I feel myself, because I'm so much more sensitive to how I'm feeling, I feel myself resisting the negative emotion and catching myself though when I do that, which is the good thing, and then doing something to change it, to lift my vibration, to change my energy. And I think that's coming from, so there's 2 books I've been reading in the last week. One is Catherine Ponder's book, what's the name of it? I'll put a picture up on this bit, you'll see what the name of it is. Something, Power of Prosperity, something like that. And it's very, it refers to the Bible a lot. Now, I'm not particularly traditionally religious in that way. I don't really know what I believe when it comes to the Bible, but the way that she interprets some of the stuff in the Bible is really interesting, and how she relates it to manifesting and the law of attraction is, I find that really interesting, because the interpretation of it makes so much sense when you listen to her interpretation. And she talks a lot about affirmations, and I've never really been one for affirmations, because I kind of feel like when you say something in an affirmation that's so completely untrue, or opposite to how your life is right now, it can have a more of a negative impact on your progress. But the way that she formulates them is interesting. So I'm gonna, when I get back today, possibly tomorrow, I'm going to put together a kind of an affirmation package for myself, which I'm going to start doing daily, just to see what kind of impact that has. So that was one book I was really interested in this week. The other one is by, I think it's Joseph Murphy. It's definitely Murphy. And it's The Power of the Subconscious Mind, which I find, anyway, completely fascinating. And also it refers a little bit to religion. It is a book from the 60s. I think Catherine Ponder's book is also from the 60s. She's still alive, by the way. Amazing lady. And The Power of the Subconscious Mind is also, it's just so interesting. So interesting. And it's, again, it's these statements to tell your mind to default to something different to what it's defaulting to right now. Because it's those default emotions and thoughts are what dictate the way that we feel. The subconscious is the unconscious, and the conscious mind is that choosing to react a certain way when we could choose differently. It's just so fascinating. It's so fascinating. I'll put another picture of the book up with the ISBN number so you can find it for yourself. I really recommend reading them. If you have any kind of interest in the psychology of all of this, super interesting. And I'll let you know how it goes with using them as tools for this experiment. What else has happened? So yeah, I mean, I had the weekend off last week, which was just fantastic, because obviously working in a pub, it's very weekend based work. It's when the busy times are. Football season started again. Woohoo. Doesn't interest me at all. So yeah, I had Saturday and Sunday off. Saturday had a fantastic day out at a castle just north of where we live. I say just north, took us an hour on a bus to get there, but it's not that far. And yeah, we just had some really quality time together at the weekend, which just doesn't happen normally. Hasn't happened for the last sort of, it does happen every few months, but it's not a weekly thing. It's not even a monthly thing. So that was fantastic. Yesterday had a very restful day doing nothing, which is perfectly all right to do. Doing nothing is a really healing thing to do sometimes. We had walked a really long way on Saturday, so it was good to let my body actually rest after a very strenuous day, let's say. So yeah, I just got that time. I manifested time, and next Sunday I don't have to work. My boss said to me, you can go home on Saturday so that on Sunday I can go. There's a autumn festival just up near us where someone I know is playing music, and there's good food, and just a fun day out. And she said, no, you go out and you have fun. I mean, I manifested that. I absolutely manifested that. I tell you what else I manifested, which I didn't know because I hadn't checked, is since I started this experiment, and actually slightly before because I did start beforehand, I have won money on the lottery. I play the lottery, not very much, cost me £5 a week or something, just for fun, just in case. I won 6 times in the last 4 weeks, because I play Monday and Friday. Now I have the minimum amount you could possibly have, and it wasn't very much that I won. I think it was like €11, €8, €6, another €17. But I'm up. I'm making a profit on the lottery at the moment, which is amazing. I mean, that's never happened to me ever before. So, it might just be just a tiny little thing, but it's the universe showing signs that I'm on the right direction, because it needs to be sometimes just little increments in the right direction. Because, Abraham Hicks really explains it really well, because if it says, if you're down here in fear and depression and powerlessness, You can't suddenly jump from down here to right up here to love and compassion and peace and empowerment. It's too big a leap. It's the same, it's the analogy that, you know, if you're in London, you want to get to Paris, you can't do it in 10 minutes. You can't do it in one jump or one walk. It needs to be just tiny little increments that get you from down here to up here. Daily stuff which reprograms the subconscious mind so that by default you're doing the right things in the right way to connect you to your inner being, to keep you in alignment and keep you going, striving towards the next manifestation that you want to bring into your life. And it's also all in divine timing, because, you know, often we're not ready to receive the really big things that we have on our desires list. You know, you see that with lottery winners. I think it's some ridiculous amount, like 80-90% of lottery winners end up losing it all within the first 2 years because they have no idea how to deal with wealth, because they've never focused on how they feel about money. Because most people come with a whole big rucksack of crap about money behind them. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to deal with wealth. They know how to deal with poverty because they've experienced that. And when wealth comes to them, they don't know what to do with it. They squander it, they lose it, they fear losing it, so it just drips through their fingers. So, you know, the universe brings us exactly what we can cope with, what we can deal with, what we are ready for at the time that we're ready for it. And I'm really feeling that, you know, because I'm feeling the manifestations that are coming, the time, the little bits of money, the inspiration to do things, the inspired action instead of the motivation, because inspired action is positive, motivation is actually comes from a place of force, you know, resistance and lack. I'm really feeling that it's all in good divine timing. It's going well. It's going well. Everything's happening at the right time. I think we've got 9 weeks left in this experiment before I go over to the UK for my little holiday. And I had a desire in mind for when I get there. But you know, right now I'm okay if that doesn't happen. I put it out there. I'm hoping that that's going to happen. It would be nice to happen, but if it doesn't, I know it's all okay. Let tractor stop. Now you can hear how peaceful it is. Perfect. I think I'll leave it there and just get on my bike and keep cycling. I might go for a swim tomorrow. I haven't been for a swim this year because the summer's been a bit dodgy, but this week's going to be really good weather. I don't have to work until Thursday. I'm going to take advantage of it. I'll leave you on that note. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and share. I'd really love to grow this channel because I think there are a lot of people who need this information in their lives and I want to give it to them. I want to help people to manifest their dreams. So take care and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.